So this is like the third time I've done something like this. I might as well give it a name. The new 40k CRPG game Rogue Trader by Owlcat Games is finally out. And I gotta say, I've been playing the hell out of it recently. I have been looking forward to this game for a long time now, both as an RPG fan and as a 40k fan. It's not like 40k games are rare, but good ones definitely are. And with this and the new update to Darktide raising the bar, it's definitely been a pretty good time for the games in this universe. But I thought I'd go ahead and make this video and give my first impressions on the game so far. I have about 13 hours right now, and this is a long game, so just keep that in mind when watching this. Not sure if this will blossom into a future video where I actually review this game, but we'll see. So CRPGs have been on a massive comeback recently. Baldur's Gate 3 came out and showed that these games can be successful, and the demand for more has shown. So the whole idea of a 40k RPG of a similar style is a really good idea. So to see Owlcat step up to the opportunity is really nice to see. However, I do want to mention that if you are coming into this game thinking it'll be like Baldur's Gate 3, let me start by saying it is not completely the same thing. Baldur's Gate 3 is about a grand adventure and getting closer with your companions as you work together to save the world. This game is more about satisfying your own ambitions, whether it's for or against the Imperium. While so far the game has many interesting companions with compelling traits and abilities and personalities, the game focuses less on the influence of them, as the word of the Rogue Trader is absolute, and there is very little that they can do to change that. The best comparison I would like to compare it to is the companions in Mass Effect, where they will occasionally chime in with their own thoughts and ideas for situations, but the decision remains unquestioned as they know that's not their place. However, I'm sure that there are some decisions that can cause certain companions to leave. I'm sure that the super devout Sister of Battle probably wouldn't like it if you do something too heretical. When it comes to the combat, it's pretty fun. Something I really appreciate is the squad size of 6, and it complements the gameplay. It feels very tactical. Each character has loads of abilities to use and playstyles to master. Now, there are times where the game feels very wordy and tutorial heavy. The opening mission alone can get incredibly long sometimes. And this game unfortunately suffers from something that a lot of RPGs have with having really long, drawn-out tutorial missions. It's 2023, and we still can't escape the Paragus from KOTOR 2. Okay, I exaggerate, it's not that bad. It's just something that could cause players to drop the game if they were expecting a more pick-up-and-play style of game. But if it was between this and a lack of tutorial, I'd go with the former. Especially with the tabletop game that Rogue Trader is based on is most likely not a system that people are familiar with. Now, unfortunately, this is yet another 40k game that utilizes the XCOM style gameplay that Adeptus Mechanicus has popularized. And this can be a letdown for the fans that want something a little more action-packed like Darktide or Space Marine. But Rogue Trader makes up for it by pairing the combat with in-depth role-playing mechanics. Already with my playtime, I could tell that my choices were only one side that I was able to go with, and there is only so much that someone can experience on a single playthrough. Now, when it comes to 40k games, the main thing that they need to nail is the aesthetic and the atmosphere. And so far, this game has nailed the tone of the 41st millennium. The worlds are grimy, and the people match the worlds. It really looks miserable, but there's still a large semblance of life to every planet I've been to so far. Now, the biggest question I have asked myself while playing this game is, would I recommend this game? And the answer is yes. If you're a 40k fan. If you are someone that is invested in the lore, the tabletop, and have been a part of the fandom for ample amount of time, then you will enjoy this game no question. And that is doubled if you are also a Mass Effect fan like me, as this game gives that feeling to the player as well, only in a more 40k way. However, if you are someone that just came from Baldur's Gate 3, have only a little bit of knowledge of 40k universe, I would personally recommend you look elsewhere, as this world is tailored very much towards fans that are already familiar with the world, and it does little to introduce new players into the universe. So it can be daunting for them to understand what's going on and when they start playing. If you want to play a game that provides a little bit more of a better intro into the setting, I would recommend Darktide, Space Marine, and Adeptus Mechanicus. These are better options for if you want to actually get into the series and have a good understanding, as well as reading more into the lore as well before diving deeper into becoming a rogue trader. And for those of you coming in from Baldur's Gate, know that this game is a little bit more old school. It has a lot more reading. There is voice acting, but not for every conversation. So that may be something that drives players away. People just don't like to read, alright? But that being said, I'm still enjoying this game, and I'm excited to see how everything plays out with my choices. Classic RPGs stay winning. Also, yes, you can bang the Eldar.